Did you see that Fede has started his own version?
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in there I did not understand what was going on. I didn't look really hard, but it looks like there's a lot of Python stuff, right? Or no, PD stuff.
Yeah. I think he's trying to make a PD version.
Who's this?
He's the grad assistant of Mark Enger from OSU, who's using Collab-Hub.
Oh, they're taking your idea and doing something else with it?
They were using Collab-Hub for their laptop orchestra class, and they wanted to spin off their own version.
Yeah, but we're
I have
gonna
no
do it
idea
better.
why my sound isn't coming through. Why wouldn't my sound... It's going to the... It should just be going straight out my device, right? I'm just going to quit and restart. I have no idea why this isn't working.
Hey, Nick.
Yeah.
I don't like the name of my GitHub pages. How do I change it? I've already changed it to something, and then I was like, oh, that was stupid. There's a
For your
CNAME
GitHub
file,
pages?
apparently. Yeah.
You can do it in your settings.
So I'm in my settings. That's pretty powerful. Whatever that
Jeff, we hear
is.
you loud and clear.
I think I only heard it coming back from you. It's
Hans
not coming.
Zimmer is
It's not coming
blasting
from my
ears.
side at all. I have it going to the multi-output device. That's the right thing, right?
So Tony,
I'm here at the GitHub pages. It says, hey, here's your sites. Published as this. How do I change it?
so if you go to settings and
Mhm.
scroll down, 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 there should be a custom domain. You can set the domain to, if you click on the learn more, it gives you the details. I don't know exactly. Are you not happy with the repo name? Because we can change the repo name at the top.
No, it's I don't know. It's just that the web address has got a lot of dashes in it. I don't know if that's gonna be annoying for people or not. Like instead of bendit -i-o, I figured I'd get rid of those two hyphens.
I think that's based on the repo name.
Chuck,
Yeah, I guess it might
We
be.
can hear you.
I don't understand. What am I doing
hold on.
wrong?
Never mind.
I don't know. I don't know how.
Is it your black hole settings, Jeff?
Would they have changed for some reason? My I/O mappings go to. I mean, I haven't changed anything. This is the same setting as before. As far as I know, output 1 is output 1, output 2. I'm using the multi-output device, which is the thing I set up. Let me look at my multi-output device if for some reason that changed.
I have noticed that sometimes when you use those aggregate or multi-output devices, it recognizes the device as a new thing. Like, sorry, your audio interface.
Uh-huh.
Like I used to have a Steinberg. Well, I still have a Steinberg, but I used to use my Steinberg
Oh.
often, and I would end up with like multiple entries for Steinberg because every time I plug it in, it would be like, oh, this is a new device. And then it wouldn't even happen every time. It would happen 50%.
Yeah, my
of the time.
multi-output seems like it's weird. It's got my duet, but I can't. And then it's got my black hole,
Does it have like a grayed out duet?
the grayed out duet.
Yeah, that's what would happen with my Steinberg.
Why? How do I get? Do I just get rid of this and get a new one?
Just click on the one that's active, the one that's actually black.
There is none that's black. Oh, there's. Oh, I see. There's another. Oh, it.
There's two, right?
But the order's wrong.
None more
What?
black.
What?
I don't know.
You're still getting me?
Yeah.
Oh, that is weird.
Yeah, I haven't had that happen with my Personas, but it happened all the time with my Steinberg.
Okay.
You know what I bet it is the drivers, because the Steinberg had its own drivers, and my Personas doesn't. Something about the drivers. It's probably a Mac problem. It's probably something stupid about the way Macs handle audio
All right.
devices.
So I just need. So if this happens again, I just have to go in multi-output and re-establish it.
It's weird that it's the first time it's happened though.
Yeah, that's why I'm confused. If there's some sort of column for drift correction, does this mean anything?
I don't know what that means.
It's
Yeah, I
in the
never
po-
used it.
I'm gonna ignore it.
I just leave it, whatever it opens as, I leave it as
Yeah,
the
it's
default.
unchecked, so I'll leave it checked. Checked? Huh?
Hmm?
Huh?
Huh?
Whatever. All right, I'm ready.
Huh?
At least I'm not crazy.
So you hear your stuff now?
Yeah, I hear it now.
Great.
Got one question. Is anyone responsible for pushing some of the buttons on the web interface? I can sometimes.
Yeah, just do it if you feel like it.
Okay.
I'll do it
Right, I have
too.
to pull up the website.
No, I almost need a refill already.
What are you drinking here?
What's the first letter of the Collab-Hub website that we're using? What does it start with?
Audience.
Audience.
Siblings.
Audience.
Siblings. Hey Tony, you guys doing all right back there in Louisiana?
Yeah, we're doing.
You doing some packing?
Yeah, I'm doing everything, man. Every day I'm doing
Every day you're
every
packing
kind
in?
of thing. Well, I'm not packing as much as I'd like to. We have the workshop Tuesday, and I'm scrambling to get everything ready
Wait,
for that.
what?
Yeah, dude, your 9 workshop's full. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, it's going to be a workshop. It's going to
It's
be people
happening.
listening. It's going to be people listening to us, and they're just going to listen to us and push some buttons online, and it's going to be what it's going to be.
Can I somehow get on that even if it's full?
I don't know. I had a friend of mine email me and was like, he's from the UK. He was like, oh, it's filled up. And I'm like, give me your email.
Actually, Anna's
maybe I
going to hook
can-
me up, so.
Yeah. I don't know. Can they do that, Anna? I mean, they also haven't told me, like, am I supposed to log in with a particular Zoom or something? Or am I just running it? I mean, they have not told me any of that info.
I don't know. I don't think she knows. You know? She doesn't know.
I'll email the.
She does have a free workshop admittance, and when I saw yours was full, I was like, well, I kind of want to see the buff PD one.
Yeah. BF. Mm-hmm.
You should just come to ours and then help us. It's gonna be like, here's some stuff. Look at this. I don't think we're gonna go the full, frankly, 4 hours. Now that I think about it, 4 hours is a long time when people don't have their own
Yeah,
instruments.
it's a long time for if you said they don't have the devices. Yeah, so
Right. So I think, well, I mean, we're gonna talk about this as well. But I think what we'll do is Nick just kind of introduce everything, and then have a break, and then come back and then introduce Bend It, and then say, let's do some breaking off, and at least one person in our little groups will have a device, and you can play with it. You can come together and try and just send messages to everything, and then just say, what do you like, what do you not like? Okay, cool. It's also at 10 o'clock in UK time, too. It's 10 p.m. So
yeah, are we 11 or 12 tomorrow? I forget.
I think we
Or maybe
are.
it's
I have checked it a few times because I'm nervous that I did the wrong calculations, but I'm pretty sure for you
I've got 1 for me.
at 1. Everyone else, Louisiana and Wisconsin's at noon.
Are we gonna like come on at 11 or something and make sure that we don't have problems and we can make decent sound and stuff?
We should, because we're supposed to also check in 15 before the performance with the producers. But we should at 11.
So just log on, make sure everything works, make sure we have sound. We start the patch. Great.
Mhm.
Stop.
Why don't we
I'm
do?
gonna. I'll be at the DMC just so I can use the bestest internet possible. So I'll be there.
You're gonna plug in, right,
early.
baby? Ethernet.
DMC. I can't plug into the DMC.
You're better off
Are
plugging
any
in
of those-
Ethernet at home, dude.
I don't have a cable long enough. I have it coming, but it might not be here tomorrow night.
$8 at Walmart.
You want me to go to a Walmart right now, dude? You trying to murder me?
I went to Walmart. Actually, Anna went to Walmart.
They're
Don't you have to
requiring
wear masks at
Walmart
Walmart?
now.
Mhm.
You now. Wait, why can't you get on
I'll see if I
Ethernet
can
at the
pick up
DMC?
I think you could get on Ethernet at the DMC. Can't
Yeah, I
you?
used to do it all
They
the
have
time.
those plugs in the wall
No, they don't have
in the
any jack.
immersive studio. There's just look for an Ethernet plug, right?
Yes, but you probably have to register your device
what?
ahead of time.
Just start plugging stuff in the walls.
No,
Oh,
here.
I'm not-
I did this with my own computer. I did this with the Raspberry Pis that I had. LSU Ethernet. What would they call it? You get like
Just
5
start-
devices. You
LSU
just
Ethernet
register your device.
registration.
Yeah, you register
Look,
your
you
MAC
scared
address.
Jeff off.
Start plugging in.
Just like I'm done with this Ethernet talk.
I'm out.
It's because he doesn't have one. Because he didn't get a cable.
Okay, and I do this, and I just start plugging into walls, right?
Yeah, if you register, I mean, I did this 2 years ago, 3 years ago, whatever, when I was there, 5 years ago when I was there. You just register on that site, and as long as you haven't run out of registrations, as long as you just plug it in and it's good. It just worked. I did have a little bit of issue with I think I had trouble with Raspberry Pis. I don't remember if I ever figured that out, but it just uses
Which
the MAC
room were
address.
you in? Which room were you in? Were you in the immersive studio? Was it
I don't know. It doesn't matter. I used it in multiple buildings.
any Ethernet should just, I mean, any Ethernet port, right? Any Ethernet port in the store.
Yep.
Should be good.
You might have to unplug the computer that's in there, but
Yeah, I'll probably do that.
All right, let's get
you
going.
don't need an adapter, right? Your Ethernet's built in.
I have an adapter. I'm good on that.
Oh wait, that's right. Ethernet's not. That was a long time ago. You guys want to play some music?
Yep.
All right. Stream is live. Make the little things so I can make sure that there's like a movement sometime. Great. If you want, I can fade to black here. Yeah. Hang on, I gotta make a fade to black. Fade to black. Do you want to?
There was still some space. Like we left space for the drone to come through and you could hear things. I think maybe to some extent we still might want to just limit the amount of sound we make, even when we're in a sound space. Like, just doesn't mean you're making sound the whole time. Make sound half the time, even when you're in a sound or something. Unless you've got a gesture that's moving and you're moving it someplace. That's just that you can tell that it's going someplace.
Well, and I can jump in and I can stop my loop more than it's been. This time I let it go and let it run a little bit longer at times. But I can get in there and kind of cut that out. So it leaves room for more silence for the drone and other people don't.
Yeah, this is definitely one of those things where there's like the ideal of we're all controlling each other's things, but then there's the practical application of, I don't know that I want to be pitch shifted up 4 octaves half the piece. Like you have to intervene a little bit, like in the moment. You have to actually make decisions that are good for it musically. And I think that's one of those examples. Is like I'll notice, like a loop, for example. I'll notice once in a while my looper's been going for a long time and it's like stuck on some stutter. And if one of you are the one that turned it on, but you're in a sound making thing, then I'm just gonna turn it off or fade it down or something so that it can be part of the. It doesn't necessarily fit in the principles of somebody turned it on, so it's on, but musically it makes more sense.
Does Inna send us anything? I have my patch set up to receive from Anna, but I don't get anything.
She's not sending us anything. Do you want to send us stuff? It's probably a bad idea to start doing that.
Yeah, that's fine. I just didn't know. I kind of realized that it wasn't going to happen because that I can take that on. I've been doing that. Like my loop has a direction and like mirror speed, so I've been controlling that because I haven't seen anything from those.
Yeah, she's not sending that. She is looking at. She's getting the web stuff, so she'll probably respond to that stuff because then at least.
When I think of this ship metaphor, I don't think it's a problem to like leave lots of space and you're out on the water and you're just kind of like floating. I think that's like there were some times when I was on a control state and there wasn't anything to control or there was minimal to control and I just sat and didn't do anything. I think that's okay.
Me too.
Didn't you write a wind ensemble piece about something about ships?
I did.
What was it called?
It's called Scenes from Out on the Water.
Yeah. I mean, I very specifically remember it. I just couldn't remember what it was called. I remember the whistling and the
What's
tuba.
that?
I remember the whistles were great.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's all right. I made everyone whistle. But I like space, and especially since we have this drone, like we can just make less. I think we can probably make a lot less noise.
Vesper.
Yeah, Vesper.
Yeah.
Hey.
Less noise.
I like Vesper.
She's been a little barky today.
Are we gonna try it again one more time?
Yeah. I'm gonna use the restroom and then
Restroom and then
let's take a 2-minute restroom break.
Nick, I don't know where these shirts are. I'll ask Jesse if they have any more, but they were from years ago.
Oh, okay.
I'll see.
What's on the back? Okay. Yeah.
It's a good shirt. I stole one, technically. Because
Okay.
they printed them up for the summer programming camp.
Yeah.
It was last year or 2 years ago.
Okay.
But I showed up for the final concert. And I'm like, ooh, shirt. I just took one.
Nice.
And yeah. Oh, you know what? Let me look around. Okay, let me look. Are you a medium? I may have a medium.
I'll
I
take
may
a
have taken
medium.
2. I'll see. No promises. I'll see. I may have taken 2.
Okay.
I'll see if I have a second one.
So when do you leave town for good?
Probably on the 1st of August. I mean, our packet, our little pod thingies are coming on the 28th.
Oh, wow.
And then,
Has it hit you yet?
yeah, the 29th. No, because I still have so much shit to do.
Uh-huh.
Like I have this until tomorrow, and then after that, I have the workshop until Tuesday, and then I think it'll really hit me because I'm like, oh yeah, okay, now I have to do this. I mean, I'm
When
finally
I
getting,
left
like,
Baton
back on
Rouge,
emails
it took
and
me a
stuff,
long
and
time.
to kind of get the fact that you left.
Because Olivia was still in Baton Rouge when I left.
Right.
And, like, so, like, I don't think I ever returned. No, I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
When I left Baton Rouge, I never came back until after Olivia moved away.
Well, didn't you have to come down to defend, or no?
I did, but then by then, like, we were both living out of
You
the
were both
state.
living in this. Yeah, right.
Hmm.
I get you. Yeah, it's becoming kind of surreal. Like I'm already gotten emails from my student loan holders being like, "Hey,
Oh no.
hey, it's coming." That's my sense. Sorry, that's what it does when it turns on.
Student loans, baby.
Yeah,
The one thing that's nice about student loans is when you pay taxes, there's some interest that you're paying.
Oh,
on your
you get
student loans.
$2,500 away. Yeah.
You can reduce that against your taxes.
So, did either of you? It's not real talk. Did either of you like refinance the stuff your student loans when you were done with school? Because I owe way too much. Like if
I did
they're like,
something.
Here's what you're gonna have to pay, and I'm like, I still like that would be most of my check.
I
We
know that
did
everything.
I mean, there are different things you can do. I think we early on when we started paying loans back, did the the graduated plan of some sort, because then you pay less at first because you don't have any money and you're trying to pay back credit card debt or whatever. And then when you get over that, you can pay more. I do think that when you have to be a little bit careful that you don't just push the problem off to the future. So if you do get yourself some sort of graduated plan that makes it, like doable now, in another, once you get the credit card stuff under control, then switch to something that's a little bit more aggressive so that you kind of feel. And yes, I was briefly a financial advisor before I went into.
Well, you were. Nice.
Didn't know that.
I did 401k retirement planning kind of stuff before I was in academia and in music. But yeah, essentially, if you get started with that stuff, obviously you have to live, so you have to have some money that comes in, but pay as aggressively as you can. But you can have a graduated plan, and then once you pay off any credit card stuff and get that under control, then shift it over. So, because what you don't want to do is find yourself in 15 years now still have to pay way too much on your loans, which can happen if you don't pay them off early on.
And I'm hoping in 15 years they get rid of it. But
There's there's the public service forgiveness if you make like 120 consecutive payments.
Theoretically.
If you're
Right.
a public
Depends
servant,
on who's in office.
Well, there's all kinds. Like Mark Snyder was trying to sell me on this. He's like, you just pay as little as possible, and then after 10 years, it's forgiven. But it's like, yeah,
That's not how it works. That's incorrect.
It's also
If you have to pay, in order for the public loans forgiveness thing to work, I mean, they basically set it up and then intentionally fucked everyone over. So if you can look into that, and it still exists at the moment, what you can do, but in order for that to work, you have to pay on a regular loan. You can't take a graduated loan. If you take a graduated payment back plan, you can't because you will have paid too little over that time. They won't let you do it. And so the information is better. But in the first year that they made that public loan forgiveness thing available, that theoretically you could have it taken off. I think the number of people who successfully did it was like 100. It was like something seems so small that it's not actually possible.
Yeah.
But it's actually what happened. Like the number of people who were able to get it taken care of in the first year was like 100 people, or something like that.
Yeah, the broadest two things that I've heard are one, try and only refinance your private loans, because the public one, the federal ones.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
it's
mean,
fine.
I'm fortunate enough that I'll be making more money come September than I've ever made. But I mean, it's Yeah, that was great.
I agree. That was my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did we record that? We could just put that up and then
It's streamed.
that screen.
It's on Nick's channel.
Okay.
Excuse me.
I have to apologize.
Is Anna leaning in to speak?
Yeah.
Anna, hi.
Hi.
Hello.
I'm not sure why today the video just like stopped streaming and I have to restart the patch. That's what I'll be working on tonight.
Okay.
Hopefully Eric will agree to run it with me a few times before tomorrow.
Oh yeah, baby. We're gonna
Sounds
run
like a
it.
fun night at the
We're gonna
shuffling
run it all
house.
night long.
Hell yeah.
still
Castle
streaming?
Sheffield.
Sure.
Yeah, still streaming? Hey, still streaming?
Yeah, actually we are.
Cool. You guys are in a
We're just talking about rehearsal.
That's not a problem.
Yeah, I think that was nice. Lots more like space.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Space good. You like space.
One thing that I felt better about that time was when I got a patch up, I felt better about waiting. Like, I know what my gesture is for that page and my sound. And I felt better about just like, how do I integrate that gesture and sound with what's happening? Rather than, I think in the past, sometimes I would say, how can I interpret this image and sound? And I was too busy worrying about how to do that to be able to both do that and integrate it sonically into everything else. And today I think I felt better about, or at least that last time I felt better about, this is my sound for this image. How can that sound and idea add to what's happening? And so I was more patient with starting. And I changed a little bit. Like in a couple times I had an idea of like, okay, when this sound comes in, it's supposed to be brash. But what was happening texturally wasn't that. So I found a way to change it so that it came in with the same idea, but it wasn't brash. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think I felt better adapting my ideas to the soundscape instead of bending the soundscape to my ideas.
I agree. I think there were definitely times where I'm like, I just need to play a note. Because you can definitely get stuck in, if I'm just trying to blend into whatever's happening, we're just going to stay in land. But definitely the more of it was, how does this picture fit in this current soundscape?
I think it'll be interesting too to have, like, we had some gaps where we would all of a sudden start, spamming the brightness and the resonance. And I think it'd be cool to have, like, hopefully people will be spamming the brightness and the resonance. And if they're not, then we can. But if we leave some space this time, then people can, like, that stuff will come through. And I think just leaving space for that to be experienced is probably a significant part of the piece for anyone who's thinking on it on those terms. They're going to want to get some feedback.
Mm-hmm.
So, cool.
So we have to be on the back door 15 minutes beforehand. Should be 11:45 your time tomorrow, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So we should probably get together 15 minutes before that.
So at least by 11:30.
I was going to suggest earlier than 11:30.
How about
So cool
11:15?
with it earlier. Okay.
I think we should get on at 11:15. Start a piece and make sure it makes sense and everything's
Mhm.
working.
I agree.
Like today my fucking multi-output didn't work, and who knows for fuck why. So
That's true. Let's do 11, and if we have to hang out with each other for half an hour,
it's
We'll
fine.
have
We
to deal
can.
with
worse
We
things
get
have
on at
happened.
11. We make sure it works, and then it's working, and then we got 30 minutes to kill. That's fine.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a regular.
Great.
That's how you do a concert.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna try to get a bike ride in tomorrow before we
Mhm.
meet. I've been riding my bike around more lately, and there's some interesting shit around here. I found an abandoned building that used to be like a private country club for IBM.
Oh yeah, I know about this.
What I told you a little
Eric
bit about
told
it,
me
but we were
about
still trying to
this.
figure. I talked to one of my, actually it was one of my former students, but he's a custodian on campus. He's lived in town a long time, and he's like, oh yeah, that used to be an IBM like private country club. But what Anna and I found online was that some like crazy murders had gone down in the mid 2000s, and we're not sure if it's that property or not. Anyway, interesting stuff around. You just like bike in one direction for an hour and you find some weird stuff.
Time to start making up some of your own ghost stories.
I'll
Yeah.
put you in touch with my aunt and uncle, man. They got all the end.
Well, the guy that I talked to today, he went swimming there. Like he's like, oh, that's
Really?
definitely the place. He just doesn't. He's like, as far as I know, it was an IBM thing because his dad worked for IBM, and he went swimming there once when he was a kid. And this would have been like 35 years ago. So
I feel like IBMs are pretty hidden. Like my grandfather worked for IBM for decades, and then I was like, oh, I guess I didn't know there was an IBM in Scranton. And then, yeah, there's an IBM all throughout. Aren't they from Binghamton?
they're
Isn't
from
that-
this area, yeah. Like just down the
Yes.
street from us, there's like several abandoned IBM buildings.
Yeah, and then even I was in Baton Rouge the other day, and I was parked, and I was like, that says it's an IBM building. What the hell? Like, I didn't realize.
Yeah,
It's
downtown.
like after I started working for Fastenal, I couldn't stop seeing Fastenals everywhere.
Yeah, right.
You're like, there's
This was
Fastenal.
definitely one of the
There's more
main
Fastenals.
IBM hubs, but I don't know if it was. I don't know how it compared to.
I think IBM is originally from Binghamton, if not from the southern tier.
They're one of the reasons, like, this is part of the. I wouldn't. Rust Belt's the wrong word, but this place was a lot more hopping in the '60s because
I
of.
had some campers from
Yeah.
the Sleepy Hollow area. Are you guys familiar?
Whoa, I know the story.
Yeah, right. Is this Sleepy Hollow, New York, or Louisiana?
New York.
New York.
Sleepy
Yeah, Sleepy Hollow's in New York, bud.
Hmm.
You're in folklore country, baby.
Damn, yeah. How far is that from here? In the Hudson Valley. Okay, that's pretty far.
Eric, the IBM company was founded in 1889 by Harley Bundy in Binghamton, New York.
I came here like 40 years too late, man. This place was pretty hip.
What the hell was IBM doing in 1889?
What does
Making
IBM
tape
stand
spin around? Not even tape, just making motors spin around.
Yeah, right. It wasn't even that.
Oh, it says here it was founded by an opium addict who envisioned what a computer would be. Oh, that's pretty cool. That's got to be what it was.
I
Yeah,
really,
that's some foresight right there.
I don't know how long I'm going to be here, but
Oh, Jeff, time clocks. They were a manufacturer of time clocks. Why they have to specify time clocks versus
Well,
other
you get off
clocks?
work,
It's like
man.
it's like how
Oh,
Nintendo
that
used to
kind
make
of
card games in the 1800s.
Right.
All right, 11 o'clock tomorrow. Anything
11
else?
o'clock tomorrow.
Are we using the same stream, the links that we've been using for us?
Same ones you used today? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think everything worked. I'm going to watch the stream a bit, but I think everything worked really good. I watched the last one, and Anna's video would get pixelated once in a while, but I think we fixed that. I don't know what was going on with it going black today, but I think we fixed the pixelation. And it only happened for like 2 minutes at the end last time, so it wasn't like the worst thing ever. But yeah, the stream looked pretty good last time. It looked and sounded good.
Cool.
Great.
Cool.
We've
See
Great.
you
definitely,
all tomorrow.
yeah.
See ya.
I'll have
All
my
right,
beer ready.
See you then.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
See ya.